You never know with Tarot by no. I'm Arwen. My business is Tarot by Arwen. I keep screwing it up. It's You Never Know with me, Arwen. And you never know what I'm going to screw up. Tonight, I'm going to be talking with Tidal. And I love Tidal Miller. If y'all don't know that already, let me tell you. He's just full of energy. He's vivacious. He's fabulous. He's a little bit naughty, which I really enjoy. And he's going to talk to us tonight about some tarot crafts. He's running late because somebody, me, told him that we were doing the show at 10 p.m. Central. Oops. I am blaming everything on Mercury retrograde right now. Everything. I don't care. It's all Mercury retrograde. I only have 4 days left to blame. I'm using them as much as I can. But let's go ahead and start with this week's Taroscopes. And we're going to begin with Aquarius. 8 of Fire. So many things are coming at you this week. Your spiritual activation is happening in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, it's big and now, guys. So be fast, be agile, and be on it. If you're an Aquarius, or if you have Aquarius as your sun, moon, or rising. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Pisces, you get the Explorer of Air. That's the Knight in the Gaian Tarot. Thoughts take you places. Communication is important. Think it through before you release that thought. Humble pie isn't tasty, darling. Aries, Child of Water. That's the Page of Cups in this deck. Love is talking. Are you listening or are you interrupting? Shh. Let love speak first this week. Focus on the joy. Taurus, you get the Two of Air. Choices present themselves. An internal struggle can be avoided by choosing the one your gut says yes to. Don't overthink this. Gemini, you get the Child of Earth, Page of Pentacles. Practical playtime gives you a new perspective. Make work play if you want to find your joy again. Community connections are very important. Cancer, you get the 6 of Air. Who can you turn to? Reach out to those around you. Let them know you can help or that you need help. Join forces for best results. And if you're like me, that who can you turn to puts a song in your head. Sorry. Leo, you get the Explorer of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles. Your job is to learn your place in your community. Show others the way as well. Travel plans may be slowed down, so relax. Virgo, you get the 8 of Air. Study time. Try to avoid talking more than you listen. Others need to be heard. Facilitate their participation for the very best results. Libra, you're a Fool. I'm sorry, you get the Fool. What chances can you take? What risks need risking? This week offers you growth potential. Can you take the leap of faith required? Scorpio, you get Justice. Fairness counts. Balancing your needs with theirs counts. Holding the middle open for all counts. Judge and jury, you are not, Scorpio. Sagittarius, 6 of Earth, or 6 of Coins. Generosity is good, but don't leave yourself out. Give to your own needs. Indulge in good things for you. Please, don't be stingy. Capricorn, you get the Guardian of Earth. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Meal plans need to include the basics. Love, nurture, and joy. The rest will fill in for you. It's a compassion-first week. Now, I do these Taroscopes each week. If you're interested in getting your own monthly Taroscopes done specifically for you based on your sun, moon, and rising, reach out to me. I'm readings at tarotbyarwen.com. I'd love to sit down and work with you on that. and help you kind of craft a look ahead at your own month so you can see what's coming. And I'm looking in the chat room and I see that we've got quite the group already. Hi y'all, how is everybody? How are everybody? How is everybody? Mercury, I'm telling you. I'll tell you a story. People say, oh, Mercury retrograde, psst, Arwen, you make this shit up. Let me tell you what. Last Sunday, I lost my wedding ring. This little silver band. I knew I lost it outside between my front door and my car door. I knew that much. I had put my rings in my wallet, and then I grabbed my wallet to go someplace and got in the car and saw my engagement ring on the car seat, but no sign of the wedding ring. I was horrified. Couldn't find it. Had to leave town. I was out of town, as y'all know, if you tuned into the show last week. It was a repeat. I was in Florida for a week for some training. Well, yesterday, Sunday, I was walking back to my house and still looking for the ring. I just still looking. And I stopped and thought, wait, if I was walking, my wallet would have been, so I turned around and looked at the other side. Y'all, I looked down and there was my ring. Right at the edge, we have ivy ground covering. And it was right at the edge of that and the sidewalk. True story. And that's pretty typical of Mercury lost and found kind of stuff. And had a grueling plane trip that involved missing a connection in Houston. So we landed in Houston at 11:30. Yes, indeed. We had to rent a car and drive 3.5 hours back to Austin. And then I had to get up early in the morning. Oh, I'm just whining now. But anyway, Mercury retrograde and Arwen are not friends. Ever. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get a hold of our guest now that he has had time to collect himself since he was not going to be ready until, an hour later. Bad Arwen. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to tell y'all. I'd love to hear from you if you were one of the people that bought the workbook and if you've been working through it. If you have not bought the workbook, you can still buy it. There's still plenty of time. bit.ly I forgot the URL. I suck. Yeah, it's great. It's a really easy URL to remember. Nope, that's not it. I'm trying to find it right now, y'all. But anyway, if you got the magic workbook, I'd love to hear from you. If I say one more time, I want somebody to reach through the computer screen and smack me upside the head. It is a wonderful tool for helping you create an incredible, amazing year. And I truly believe in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell people about it every time people stop for longer than 3 milliseconds. I'm all about the workbook. It's a fabulous thing. There's a lot going on with it. And I hope you'll try it out. And I hope that I can remember what the URL is. Screwy face. So in the chat room, does anybody have anything to share? It's story time. I feel like that woman on Romper Room. I see Eric and I see Kim. Do you remember her? Ooh, somebody got a job today. That would be our Yeti producer, who is now an employed individual. Well, more employed. Now it means he has to do a regular job and run the network, so spread the news about the network so he doesn't have to do the other job. Right? Am I hearing a lot of Yeah, that's a good thing, y'all. Colonial Life. My mother used to work for Colonial Life, Eric.
It's a small world.
That's amazing.
It's a small world.
She was a long-time agent for them until she got she went into kidney failure, and then when she got on the kidney transplant list, she got cancer. We said she did not do anything half-assed.
Yeah, that's going above and beyond.
My family has a very strange attitude towards things of that nature. We knew it was inoperable. They had done the look, and everything was just too spread apart. So we just knew we had just time left with her, and we spent it pretty well. But her sister, my aunt, had breast cancer scare during all of this. They did a biopsy. It comes back, benign. My mother fires off a letter to her that says, "You never did want me to have any attention. You always had to try to steal my thunder." And of course, she sees the entire family because this is just how we were. Other people, I've told people that story, and some people are like, "Oh, that's wrong." I'm like, no, that's Mary Lou. If she were still alive, I'd have her on here as a guest, except I'm afraid she'd cuss too much. My mother was a genteel Southern woman and could strip paint with her cursing when she got into it.
But yeah, it was offered to me today, so it fits a lot of the aspects of my life, and I don't have to touch cardboard anymore.
Are you going to be selling? Are you going to be doing group insurance with them, or what are you doing?
Well, here's the deal. The part of Colonial Life that I will be working for, they actually sell an Aflac type product. They are the in-between kind of services that you can have for the money set aside for disability. You can have money set aside for your health care. You can have money set aside into various other functions. But it's the in-between stuff, and that's become quite popular nowadays because of Obamacare and the Affordable Health Care Act.
Awesome, very awesome. So you're doing like bridging stuff and keeping people secure.
The great thing about it is it's not actual. How can I put this? It's not actual selling. This is what we have to offer. You give people the information. They make the choice from there. If they don't like it, seek joy, y'all, and I'm out of there.
Right, it's a cafeteria sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's very, very good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, me too. Trust me, me too.
I'm happy for Mrs. Penn Network too.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll find a way to spend it as fast as I make it.
I already have.
Yeah, see?
Kim, whop him upside the head so I can hear it.
Okay.
I'll whop you back.
Hey.
Did you hear it?
I did. That was good.
I'll play.
Now put the pillow back down. So, have we reached out to our guest again? Is he available?
Well, let me give him a shot again. See what I can find.
Because I may have turned off Facebook so that if he's messaging me, I'm not going to hear him bad me again. It is a wonder we get anything done.
But yeah, we were sad to see Tidal go from the network, but we're always loving to have him as a guest.
He's awesome. He makes me laugh and go a lot. So he's just a fabulous human being. And we're going to talk about arts and crafts with tarot. He makes a really interesting tarot bag, and I saw this online and thought, oh, I have to get Tidal on here. We have to find out all about this. And for those of you that don't know, I actually crochet, and this is one of my first bags I ever made with a little drawstring. But I did that all by myself. You can tell by the bottom that I had no idea what I was doing. But nonetheless, I did. And of course, I don't make beautiful bags like this. This is from Karen Mahoney and Alex in Prague, and it's fabulous. Super, it's lined, and it draws together, and it usually has 2 strings, unless you have a cat that eats one of the strings. And then when you pull it, it does that. We're having cat stew for dinner tomorrow. Want some? Yeah. So how are we doing? Have we found the erstwhile Mr. Tidal?
No, the erstwhile Mr. Tidal is still not prepared quite as yet.
Well, okay. We'll just keep chit-chatting. Let's see what else we can talk about. Somebody asked me a question in the chat room.
Oh, I got a question for you. Simply because I haven't heard you speak on this in a while. Any new decks that you've got to play with yet?
Yeah, have I talked about the Dark Goddess Tarot yet?
Nope.
Ooh, let me grab it. I am in love with this deck. I got it because it's by Ellen Lorenzi Price. Prince. Sorry, Ellen, I always call her Price. And it's a self-published deck with Arnell Ondo, who did Transformational Tarot. The little white book has a cute little postage stamp on the back there. But this deck is amazing. For the courts, we have the Sirens, we have Amazons, we have Witches and Hags. I'm trying to get a one of each. And it's Goddess. It's the darkgoddesstarot.com, and you can find them online. And well, let's just look at the Fool. I have to go over to Skype, y'all, so I can see what I'm doing. So that's the Fool, and it is Sheila and the Gig. If you don't know the story of the Sheila and the Gig, one of the goddesses, Baobab, I believe is her name, was very sad. She wasn't happy, and when Mama wouldn't happen, nothing was good in the world. So the gods were trying to coax her out, and Sheila and the Gig went in and whoop, showed her hoo-hoo. It's another magical vajayjay story on You Never Know with Arwen. It'll be a theme. But she whoo-hoo, and the goddess busted a gut and came out of her cave, and all was well. So that's the Fool, taking a chance, being risky, putting it out there, literally. And I think that there are times in our lives when that Fool is really appropriate. Now let's look at our, I'm trying to put them in order. Amazon, Siren, Amazon, Witch, and Hag, I think. So here is the Siren of Fire. Her name is Kadesh. And you can see that she's Egyptian. We just had a Celtic. And then here's an Amazon. You'll recognize this Amazon, I'm sure. This is the Amazon of Fire. Look at that face. Isn't that intense? Pele. And we all know that goddess, right? Do not take lava rock from Hawaii. That is Pele. It's sacred to her. And she will curse your butt. And go online and just look for cursed lava, and you will find many, many stories of people who didn't know the story, who take lava home, and then all sorts of bad shit happens to them, and somebody ends up saying, send it back. They send it back. All is right with their world. Here's the Witch of Earth. Inanna. Inanna is a Sumerian goddess. So you can see that she's using goddesses from many, many, many paths. And Inanna had to go rescue good old, what's his name? I can't remember what his name is. But in order to do it, she had to go speak to her sister in the underworld. And she had to strip at every stage. And it's part of the Eleusinian mysteries of this stripping away of self and this going naked before one of the great goddesses of the world. And she literally gives things away at each spot, her necklace, her clothing, her rings, her sandals, until she's nothing but herself at the end. And it's a really powerful story. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend diving into it. And then we go into the Hag of Earth. And the Hag of Earth, look at that.
Hello.
She who watches. And she's watching Tidal.
Well, guess who I found?
Hi, Tidal.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I was just telling people about the Dark Goddess Tarot by Ellen Lorenzi Prince that I'm just in love with. It's a self-pub deck, and I think everybody ought to have it. It is super cool.
Cool.
So,
How have you been?
I've been wonderful, sweetheart. How have you been?
Oh, busy. I have been on an adventure.
Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, I seen me a ghost.
Oh?
I did. It was last night. It was the ghost of Gloria Gaynor. Oh, first I was afraid. I was pet. Now you know that's funny.
Y'all, I forgot to tell you that Tidal tells bad jokes.
I didn't say it was funny. I just said I had one.
Next thing you know, he'll be telling us the lizard joke.
Maybe. I am doing good. I'm doing good. You know, I'm reading a lot of books. I'm doing reviews. I'm really turned on to Louise Hay these days. And you know, part of it's because of you. Because I read your affirmations. And I think there's so much power in what we say and what we do. And I've just had such a learning experience with that just in the last week.
Well, thank you so much. I really love that. I have fallen off the affirmation wagon a little bit because I got crazy busy. But I'm trying to get back into it. It's what I do when I wake up and the alarm goes off. I get my phone, and it's one of the first things I do before I even get out of bed and get moving. So it's my little wake-up time.
I brought my toys with me. Well, not those ones. I brought some I could show on TV.
Yeah, and we're going to talk to Tidal about his amazing tarot crafts. So, Tidal, I saw on your Facebook, you put up something about easiest tarot deck bag in the world, and you made it with a kitchen.
I'll tell you what I did. I made it with 2 pot holders.
Look at this, y'all.
Here's one of this. And all you do is get a rectangular one and leave it flat, and then take the other one and fold it in half. When you do that, even if you don't sew, all you got to do is sew buttons. Anybody can do this. And so in the back you got a little pocket, so you can put a crystal in there, or you can look in there quick and see, oh, what deck is this? Because I have a bunch of them. I only had a couple, but they had babies. They're spawning. And then I open it up, and then my deck is right in here.
It just comes out so easily.
It does. And then for smaller decks, I did the same thing with, I did this with the little one. So they work really nice.
Do you have the individual pieces that you can show me how that works?
I can. It would look like, the back of this would be, let me see here. It would look just like this, like a big old rectangle pot holder.
Uh-huh.
And then all you do is get that other one and put it in half. And that comes up here, and you use that loop for your button.
Oh.
So all this is a red pot holder, just sandwiched like that.
So you could go to the Goodwill and buy up all those pot holders people turn in that are still in perfect shape.
You could.
And make really fabulous.
Or at the Dollar Tree. You know, every time I get a deck, I was about ready to die this week, Miss Arwen. I looked and I have every deck I've ever wanted. And then I went looking online and I found some more. So I've got 4 more coming to review, so I ain't going to be dying quick, y'all. And the nice thing about it is when you're in a hurry, they're nice to take with you. They fit in your backpack, and you can just reach in and see, oh, it's this deck, or...
I love that. Kay, are you looking at this carefully? I need you to make these, Kay. They're so clever. Are you going to maybe do a blog post or a sharing that, like...
I would be happy to do that. And then I've got some other fabric, and here's one I'm working on right now, because I like the little doily look on the denim.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you can do
It's
is you
so
can...
much femme.
Well, you know. So then you can embellish them. I put, like, this is a ring that used to belong to my mama. But you could embellish it with beading or decorating, ever what you want. You could do the clothes bags, and you don't have to do this for just tarot. If you collect crystals or whatever, they make nifty little gifts. Another thing that works really good, if y'all go to rummage sales, pick up them little kid clothes, them little pants, cut them little legs off, and they make wonderful, wonderful tarot bags. The first thing I do when I get a deck, you all, what I do is this. I take I take the deck out of the thing, and then I lay the box flat. I smash it. No, I don't smash it, but I make it flat, and I put it in a Ziploc bag. Because I figure if I ever do want to sell it, I want that box to be in the best condition. And some people are really crazy that it has to be wrapped in silk 14 times and put in a box. And if that works, that's fine. But it's kind of nice just to grab it and go.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen the Borderless Deviant Moon yet?
I was looking at that.
Oh, let me tempt you with this. U.S. Games sent me a review copy, and it is tight in there. But man, you're familiar with the regular Deviant Moon?
Uh-huh.
I have to say that when I first saw it online, I was like, I don't know if I like that deck, because that deck's kind of weird and scary, and I don't know if I like it or not. I got my hands on one and thought, wow, why did I never look at this deck? Look at it, but when it's the Borderless, this is the King of Wands.
See, I know why that scared you. You thought somebody did a borderectomy on that card, and that your empathy. You thought, oh no, they didn't.
And I love my borders. But this is, he's taken these, like his Knight of Pentacles is a card a lot of people are familiar with because it's the little steamy wheelchair thingy. But it's so much closer, it's so much more present this way. He's taken the regular cards and just brought them so much closer. But I don't know if this would do good in the, oh, I love that book. I love that woman. Have you done your interview with her yet?
I haven't. She's coming really, really soon. And a nice little card. I love these things.
Y'all need to go follow Tidal. Tidal, how can they find you on Facebook?
You can find me at Tidal Miller on Facebook, and then there's links to my website. And I've been busy doing some reviews. I've done a review for Bonnie Chevet's book, Ritual Tarot and You. And I did a review of the Sun, S-O-N Tarot by Christopher Butler and the Inner Realms Tarot. You know what else I reviewed? It's a little off topic, but I'll tell you what. I reviewed this movie.
It's backwards for me, so I can't see.
This is my good side. I'm sorry. No, it's called Blues for Willadine by Del Shore. He also wrote some other movies, Sordid Lives, the series, Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will. But it's about domestic violence, and it is such a touching movie. And he got a lot of flack because it come out exclusive through Amazon and Walmart, and it's only $6.95. And he said, you know what? The people that need this the most can't afford to go paying $29 for no movie. And it's a wonderful book for somebody, a movie rather, for people that haven't found their voice yet or they don't have one. It's a great, great book. And I wrote her and she wrote me back, and she's amazing.
How awesome is that?
It is way cool. It's neat.
Now, let's go back to your tea leaf.
Yes.
You're going to get to talk to Ray Hepburn. Ray is a woman who, this tea leaf deck that he's going to be talking to her about, y'all, she had it published 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. And then it got republished. U.S. Games looked at it and said, yeah, we love this. And they put it out. I've done some readings with it. It's very in-depth.
It is. It is. And they have nice little things. The pictures are really simple. They're not Lenormand. It's not a tarot deck. And there's over 200 cards. And it really gives you an opportunity to look at your intuition. It is a really good deck. My friend Beth Henry, I adore Beth Henry. She's over in Texas. I love my peeps down in Texas.
Thank you. We love you right back.
Thank you. You know, Grits and Oprah down there, they're good people. And when people say they don't believe in Jesus and they send the missionaries down there, they're lying. They're good. They're good.
We just don't believe in missionaries. It's not Jesus.
Well, there you go. I'm working on my book, my NaNoWriMo book.
Yes,
I'm
how's
still
that going?
editing. It is wonderful if I ever get past chapter 5. And I'm thinking, oh, this should happen. I thought, oh, wait, I said that already. Was I writing in trance? That's really good. I said that? So I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Very cool. Very cool. So, Kay, my friend Kay said those are cool cards, the tea leaf reading. Yes, they are.
Oh, they are.
Now, what are you doing with your show these days? Well, I know that you've got your own little coffee house now, not little, but you've got tell us a little bit about that.
Well, let me see. I do Coffee House on Magic Boulevard, and it's determined to me. I have learned, Arwen, I can do 12 things really well, but I cannot do 12 things really well at one time, because then you're not doing your best, and it's work, and it's not fun anymore. So I went back to just doing my Blog Talk thing once a week for an hour, and taking a break from pen and webcasting, but I really miss it. I love everybody over there. I watch it, and I'm temporary. I'll be back. But my work got crazy because I work in home health care. And so I had to start picking up additional hours because one of the people, was ill. And so I just took a break from that, and it's been so nice. A couple of my friends, they've started a show called Hocus Focus, and I help them over there. So I've just been really finding myself reading a lot, reviewing books, and I just love it. Those people at U.S. Games, they said, would you like to look at, what would you like? And I felt like a kid in a candy store. And so I narrowed it down, and so that's coming, and I've got some wonderful stuff from the people over at Schiffer, and so I'm really liking it. I think I'm finding my place.
So let me ask you this. Of the decks that are coming to you, what's the one you're most excited about? I know because once you get them in your hands, it changes.
Well, I'm kind of torn because I really like the Tarot for Lovers. I've been watching videos of it, and it looks just beautiful. Have you seen it?
The one by Kim Littell?
Yes.
I have it, yes.
The cards look beautiful. And the Witchling Tarot looks really fun, too. Oh, see, you got all the good stuff over by you.
Isn't that precious? I love, this is manifestation, and I've kept her out because her phrase is turn desires into reality by activating the power of manifestation. And that just seemed like a really strong thing to me. So, but and I love Paulina's work. I'm a huge fan of hers. One of the most amazing things that happened to me, I had been chatting with the folks over at U.S. Games about some other stuff, and they saw my signature, right? Seek joy, y'all. Seek joy, y'all. Every time I emailed, and they said, well, we've got a Paulina deck coming out called Joie de Vivre. Do you have any, could you do a spread for joy?
Oh.
And I had just a few months before done a spread called my Joy Seeker spread.
Mm-hmm.
And they used that in their little white book. Oh, bucket list.
I tell you.
Yeah, and people think that's, they're like, well, my bucket list is to climb the Matterhorn and the Wall of China in the same. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm finding? My best year is right now, because my best year has not happened. I thought it was last year, but it's this year. 2 years ago, I had never wrote an article. I had never professionally read tarot. I'd never worked for Lines. I never had a show. I never wrote a book. I never beta read a book. And having a platform like this just gives you an opportunity to talk to so many people that you would never, ever get a chance to sit down and talk with. And I rediscovered Louise Hay.
Oh, and she's wonderful. The whole idea of where you hurt and what emotion that's affecting is just amazing. It really is.
And some people might not embrace all of it, but you know what? You can learn enough principles that you can start your life changing right this minute.
Yes.
That's why I look at tarot as more than just for something that's predictive. It's a wonderful tool for meditation. I was talking to Jordan Hoggard the other day. His deck's coming too. And I said, I've been meditating a lot, and it's come to my mind that it's like Tai Chi for the mind. Because when you meditate, everything is just so targeted and focused and planned. And I thought, it's just like Tai Chi for the mind.
I like that. And Jordan, he's just, the way his mind works, he participates in the Tarot Blog Hop, and I'm always so excited to read his posts because he just does this stream of conscious rap. It's almost like reading a song. It's really amazing stuff. We're just blessed in our community, though, with some creative people. One of the decks I'm looking forward to is the Chrysalis Tarot.
Ooh.
Not out yet, but it's a U.S. Games, and it's Holly Sierra is the artist. And I've seen some work on the U.S. Games page, and it's wow.
Oh. You know what I want? I'm looking for, where'd it go? I am waiting for Rana George's book to come out on the Lenormand. It is so beautiful.
And I haven't gotten into Lenormand decks. I've got a few. I've played with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, what is it about Lenormand that excites you?
I like it because it's just a little different perspective. And I think sometimes we get so married to this card always means this, that sometimes we don't take it all in. And look here, I got my Rana George glasses too. Now all I do is need that book. I love Rana George. She's amazing. Of course I can't see. I've got eyes like Barney Rubble when I take off my... There I am.
If I take my glasses off, has everybody seen the computer?
Well, you know what? I joined the ATA.
Yay!
And I'm helping somebody as a mentor. I am thrilled.
So excited. Now, are you mentoring with because Cindy Olympius is on the mentor on the she runs the mentor forum, and then we also have mentors on the FT and the Free Tarot Network. So are you?
I think I'm doing the first one.
Really, really awesome. People, if you are interested in tarot and you would like to work like one-on-one with somebody, it's one of the best things the ATA does. We hook you up with somebody who, like I could go in and say, I want to learn about historical tarot decks. I want to learn about the Marseille system specifically. And I could get connected with somebody whose specialty is in that deck, and they'll work with me and answer my questions and let me dig into it. And it's just a great thing. And joining the ATA is super simple and super cheap, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's what, $25 for a year?
And I like the resources it gives you, because you would not think to go to a doctor that's not doing continuing education or constantly reading books. I just read a Barbara Moore book just the other week, and it's, I don't know how old it is, it's Tarot for Beginners. But I still found something in there that I could learn. And I think you can do that with every single thing. There's so much you can learn everywhere.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I tell people that, because they ask me, because when I'm doing teaching classes, when I'm teaching my classes, I'll say to somebody, wow, I never thought about that. And one person was like, well, I'm not very comfortable if you don't know everything. And I said, oh, girl, no, I will never know everything there is to know about tarot. I could look at, we'll just pull a card. Oh, look, the Six of Wands. I could look at that card in 5 different decks and find 30 different ways of looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important, because in this Six of Wands, this isn't one person with 6 wands. This is one person coming in on a horse, and there's 5 people around him. So this is a group effort in this one. And often the Six of Wands shows one person riding in victorious, and it doesn't show that there are other people in the background. What is it that says, that old sexist comment, behind every successful man there's a woman?
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, you got to learn. You got to keep learning.
A wonderful card too is one of my friends. She's learning, and she says, well, I can't memorize a book. I said, you don't have to. I said, there's some principles you need to understand, maybe the elements and what those are in the suits. And we just pulled a card at random, and the card we pulled was the 9 of Swords. And I said, what do you see in this card? And she said, I see a lady on a bed with pillows. I said, what else do you see? Does it make you feel anything? And she said she's really sad, but if she just look up, she could climb up those swords as a ladder and climb her way out of her misery. But, oh my God, you did it. That's how you read tarot.
Wow.
That makes sense.
What a great I would never have thought of that. What a great interpretation.
I talked to somebody the other day, and she said, well, I'm not an expert. And I said, honey, you don't need to be an expert. I said, I never want to get to the place that I don't have curiosity anymore. And when you don't live in dogma, you could say, I don't know. Let's figure it out together.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of figuring it out together, what do you feel about maybe we do a reading or two for some of the people in the chat room?
Oh, great. Let me get some cards.
That was hard, wasn't it, y'all? Did you see how he resisted?
Let me see.
He said, no, wait, I don't think so.
I can't.
Oh, no.
I finally got this one. Oh, let me show you this. I finally got this. And I can't play the music to it, but have you ever heard of Sean Paul, the rap guy? He sings this song, Get Busy, and it's this little funky boogieing around. And I saw this little card here, and that's from the Witch's Tarot.
That certainly is. That's Eileen. No, that's Ellen Cannon Reed.
It is, but this book puts a whole different slant on it. The deck does. And my brother has the deck, but he wouldn't give it to me just because he's so selfish, and I don't know, because his girlfriend gave it to him a long time ago. But that I devised.
Oh, Peggy.
I know.
Do
So let
you
me
know
find my deck.
that in that Witch's Tarot, did you see the spheres in it, the yellow sphere and the orange sphere in the corners?
Mm-hmm.
If you put the major arcana together, it creates a tree of life.
Oh, I love Ellen Dugan's Witch's Tarot too. It took me months to save my nickels for it. Okay, I'm ready. I got me some cards now.
Okay, so first person to say you want a reading in the chat room.
Hi, Robin Marie, if you're there.
I don't know if they're listening to us.
I know. Well, it's all right.
First person. Okay, and it is Eben. What's your question? I'm sure he's typing.
You know why Eben is talking? You know, one of my friends, we're doing a reading for somebody that was ill about stuff, and the card that came to mind was the page, or that came up was the Page of Pentacles. And she said, now, if you step out of the thing that it always has to mean this, this could be a pill, it could be a medication, a change in medication. We get so married that it always has to mean something all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, it won't surprise you then that Evan just asked, am I in good health? That is a yes, no question.
I don't do those so good.
And it is about health. Ask an open-ended question. I won't do health questions.
Mm-hmm.
And not health-based. Love you. Oh, how about am I spiritually in good health? Or what? I will make it an open-ended question since he's being a Taurus and being very dogmatic.
Don't make them Taurus people mad. They hold a grudge.
My best friend is a Taurus. She's Kay.
Oh, girl, honey, I'm married to one.
We've got Evan, Kay, and Ruth all in here, and they're all Tauruses. Virago, I'm pretty sure, is a fire sign, but I can't remember. But Evan would like to know, how can he make himself the most healthy, spiritually speaking? There, I'm opening the question.
Okay, I pulled some cards. Do you want to go first?
Oh, no, I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to go at all.
Okay, Evan, I pulled 3 cards for you. And the deck I'm using is the Inner Realms Tarot. And I'll show you the images in a minute. Well, I'll show you now. They have such a lovely blend. Now, they do have some keywords on there. Some people like that, some don't. And this deck was designed specifically to only be read upright. And I was so pleased with the results of that. But the first card I see, Evan, is Justice. And I see Judgment. But I see the Ten of Cups, too. And so I see you really have a lot of stuff that you love, that you cherish, that means a lot to you. And I get the impression that it's really hard for you to juggle so much because you spread yourself thin sometimes. And you need to get that balance. So often, Evan, we pay attention to the things that are making the most noise. And the people and the things that mean the most to us will say, well, I'll be with you in a minute. I'll get to you soon. I got to do this first. Because we always assume that they're always going to be there, and that's not always the case. And so there's a lot of things that are important to you, and being in balance is one of those things. And the Judgment card, that's not a bad card because it's about rebirth, renewal. And so I think what it really means is to get some balance. Look at your priorities at the things that mean the most to you, whether they're your spiritual beliefs, your family. Get a look at that from a different perspective because you've got a good heart. You've got all this stuff here that's really, really good. And it's just, you just need to put some of that into priority. Does that make any sense to you?
I'm waiting to see what he says in the chat room. Are you in the chat room too?
Because
okay.
I don't know how to do it where I always get a backwash. Not a backwash. Yeah. That's way different.
He says, perfect, thank you. I happen to know Eben personally. He's one of my real-time friends here in Austin, and that's a beautiful reading for him. He is an incredibly spiritual person, and as long as I've known him, he has wanted to do a podcast where he does his version of sermon, for lack of a better word, and his emotional intelligence is off the charts. So I
see, look at the color in this deck.
Oh,
there's so much movement and blend. You know, the only thing I don't like about tarot decks, and I'll only tell you because it's just me, you, and the interweb. I'm dyslexic, Arwen, and so when they put that stuff in Roman numbers, it just makes me nuts. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I can't remember them. I don't like them. But
Yeah, I'm dyslexic with numbers. I got fired from a job as a library page filing books when I was in my 30s because I was misfiling. I would read 206.901 as 206.109. And unfortunately, some of the things I was misfiling adult books in the children's section.
I did data entry and I thought it was information, but it was all numbers. And if I have to print a D or a B, sometimes my 3 is backwards, and I just messed up their whole system, and it lasted about a week, but my intent was good.
Mine was too, and I was very embarrassed when they said that we have to let you. I'm like, but I write. I got all A's, but it was numbers. And they say that if you have numbers, it's dyscalculia, that you have bad spatial recognition and poor directional sense. And anybody that knows the Arwen knows, do not ask me for directions if you actually want to end up where you're going. I can get lost going from my kitchen to my bathroom.
I said go all the way down to Walmart and turn left, and then go down 6 miles to where the Arby's used to be. Tell me how to get there by places to shop and eat, and I can get there.
My best friend just threw me under the bus. She says, you argue with your GPS. Yes, Kay, but she didn't have to tell the whole damn world. See how she is?
Well, they're so smart. They think they know everything.
Well, she's
you know what? Can I tell you a story?
Tell me a story.
I'll tell you a story.
Does it involve lizards?
It doesn't. But you know what? We were talking about affirmations in this, and I was talking to Jean Morey the other day, and then I talked to Jenny Seek, and it kind of went back to back. And we were talking about those priorities and things that make the most noise, and some of the things we love the most get neglected. And I was thinking back because of this movie here. That movie again, y'all, Blues for Willadine. If you know somebody that could use that book is going to help a lot of people. But that was kind of how my life was growing up. And so it was just real tender, all these emotions. And I got to thinking when I was a little kid trying to get the attention of my dad, I would do cartwheels and anything. And he was either unavailable, intoxicated, not interested, hostile, violent, or just not there. And I got to thinking, I come home the other day and here's my little dog doing cartwheels and trying to get my attention. And I thought, you know, it's the same thing. One day I want to be as good a person as my dog thinks I am. And I just felt like that woman in The Help. I was holding my dog saying, you is smart, you is nice, you is. And you know what? I spent some time talking to him, telling him the same things that that little 6-year-old needed to hear, because he quit growing back there. And it was how synchronicity for my dog, who loves me so much, to teach me that.
Yeah, yeah. And
we don't have to stay stuck.
We don't. And we don't have to let our past be our present.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of us have had really, really, really crappy things happen in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have an abusive ex in my past. You know, I know other people that have just, you know, stories to tell of horrors. But sometimes we tell these stories as though they're still happening.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
And we don't tell them as though, you know, this happened to me back then. It was pretty, you know, it was awful. I'm not going to diminish it and say I got through it. It was crappy at that time, but this is who I am now. You know, and that's still a part of me. It will always be a part of me, but it will not rule who I am. It won't be the face that I show others, you know. And I think that's really important because, you know, you talk about your past, which was a Lifetime movie worth of crap, right?
Oh, God, yeah, yeah. It was.
But it's not you now.
It's not. You know, the most empowering thing you can do is say to yourself and understand, I am not the demons I wrestle with. You know, if I'm diabetic, no, I'm not. I'm not actually. But, you know, I'm not going to come and say, I'm diabetic, or I'm a cancer victim. You know what? I might be a person who deals with diabetes. I might be a person that has dealt with addiction or is dealing with addiction, but that is not who I am. That is something. Just a minute. I have to take these or people won't play with me. What was I saying? I'm not the demons because I'm medicated.
Excuse me, I gotta pop a pill.
But you know what? People do that. So many people, if you say, well, who are you? They'll say, I'm a bus driver. Nobody says, I'm a dad or someone's son or a football coach or a priest or any number of things. We identify ourselves by what our jobs are or the things that are wrong with us or the labels that people tell us who we are. And that's the first step out of being trapped is don't tell yourself that because it ain't true.
Yep. Virago in the chat room says, sometimes we tell them, she's speaking of the stories that we tell, because we have to remind ourselves of where we've been and how much we have succeeded in doing. And I think that's absolutely right. There's a difference in the way we tell those stories. Did I hear our Yeti?
Huh? I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing.
Oh, it must have been Tidal that I heard. I heard a voice and I couldn't distinguish where it came from.
I think you need your pill. I didn't hear a voice at all.
I'm so glad this is independent. Oh, shut up. Now they're telling me to take my meds because I shouldn't be hearing voices. The voices in my head are sometimes way more interesting than the people I am around. So
now, Arwen, why do people think it's okay to talk to God, but they think you're nuts when you listen to him? Does that make sense?
I love that. You need to use that in a book if you have not yet. Oh, and y'all may have heard Tidal mention that he'd never been a beta reader. He's talking about Mary Lou Mann that he was a beta reader for.
I am. I'm waiting for her to use me again because that was some steamy stuff up in here. I'm just saying. I needed a fan.
He read our beta book. He read our second Demoni book. We had the first one is Sex and Trouble, and this one will be Firm Trouble.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it was. We had a lot of fun. Tidal gave us a great read. He gave us some good information, and that's what we needed because we need somebody who'll look at it and go, okay, this works. This is and that's okay. But wow, I love that. And it helps us write a better book. So thank you very much. We're fixing to go into edits on that one, probably in another month or so.
What an honor. You know, my next thing, I'm going to get your product for book writers. That's next on my wish list because that's going to help me as I edit my book.
Thank you. A big name author just bought it 2 days ago. I can't say who it was because I haven't asked her permission yet. But I was really excited because I love her books. She's a fantasy romance writer and does some amazing stuff. But and Kay says, thank you so much for doing that. She's the other half of Mary Lou, as you know. But oh gosh, guys, we've talked right into the end of our time. I didn't even realize that.
Oh no.
Tidal, I'll have to have you come back on. Maybe after you've practiced with the tea leaf a little bit better, you can come back turban and all and do a little tea leaf reading for us. What do you think?
I tell you what, I would love to do that.
Fabulous. You and I will book that, then we'll get that on. Now, next week, I know I've said this before, but next week, Mary will be here. She is my friend who is an independent publisher. She is an author. She is an intuitive. She does so many things. So, like so many people in my world, I'm going to bring her on so that we have her to talk about writing. You never know, Tidal. I go from tarot to ghost stories to writing to Reiki. You just never know.
Oh, I love it. Mine's called Tarot Tales and Small City Blues.
I love it.
About a woman in the Witness Protection Program.
I cannot wait for that book to get to the end and in a publisher's hands.
So, you got to come visit me over in Coffee House on Magic Boulevard. The only time I get to see you is you're so busy as to have you on show. You know, being married looks really good on you.
Thank you.
I suppose we got to go, huh?
We do. We have to say goodnight.
Okay, well, it was nice to see y'all a little bit. Hi, Eric. Hi, Kim, and everybody. And I'll talk to you next time.
Bye, baby. We'll talk to you later. Seek joy, y'all. We'll see you next week with Tarot by No. I'm Arwen. My business is Tarot by Arwen. I keep screwing it up. It's You Never Know with me, Arwen. And you never know what I'm going to screw up. Tonight, I'm going to be talking with Tidal. And I love Tidal Miller. If y'all don't know that already, let me tell you. He's just full of energy. He's vivacious. He's fabulous. He's a little bit naughty, which I really enjoy. And he's going to talk to us tonight about some tarot crafts. He's running late because somebody, me, told him that we were doing the show at 10 p.m. Central. Oops. I am blaming everything on Mercury retrograde right now. Everything. I don't care. It's all Mercury retrograde. I only have 4 days left to blame. I'm using them as much as I can. But let's go ahead and start with this week's tarot scopes. And we're going to begin with Aquarius. 8 of Fire. So many things are coming at you this week. Your spiritual activation is happening in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, it's big and now, guys. So be fast, be agile, and be on it if you're an Aquarius. Or if you have Aquarius as your sun, moon, or rising. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Pisces, you get the Explorer of Air. That's the Knight in the Gaian Tarot. Thoughts take you places. Communication is important. Think it through before you release that thought. Humble pie isn't tasty, darling. Aries, Child of Water. That's the Page of Cups in this deck. Love is talking. Are you listening or are you interrupting? Shh. Let love speak first this week. Focus on the joy. Taurus, you get the Two of Air. Choices present themselves. An internal struggle can be avoided by choosing the one your gut says yes to. Don't overthink this. Gemini, you get the Child of Earth, Page of Pentacles. Practical playtime gives you a new perspective. Make work play if you want to find your joy again. Community connections are very important. Cancer, you get the Six of Air. Who can you turn to? Reach out to those around you. Let them know you can help or that you need help. Join forces for best results. And if you're like me, that who can you turn to puts a song in your head. Sorry. Leo, you get the Explorer of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles. Your job is to learn your place in your community. Show others the way as well. Travel plans may be slowed down, so relax. Virgo, you get the Eight of Air. Study time. Try to avoid talking more than you listen. Others need to be heard. Facilitate their participation for the very best results. Libra, you're a fool. I'm sorry, you get the Fool. What chances can you take? What risks need risking? This week offers you growth potential. Can you take the leap of faith required? Scorpio, you get Justice. Fairness counts. Balancing your needs with theirs counts. Holding the middle open for all counts. Judge and jury, you are not, Scorpio. Sagittarius, Six of Earth, or Six of Coins. Generosity is good, but don't leave yourself out. Give to your own needs. Indulge in good things for you. Please, don't be stingy. Capricorn, you get the Guardian of Earth. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Meal plans need to include the basics: love, nurture, and joy. The rest will fill in for you. It's a compassion first week. Now, I do these tarot scopes each week. If you're interested in getting your own monthly tarot scopes done specifically for you based on your sun, moon, and rising, reach out to me. I'm readings@tarotbyarwen.com. I'd love to sit down and work with you on that. and help you kind of craft a look ahead at your own month so you can see what's coming. And I'm looking in the